Chinese President Xi Jinping arrived in Moscow this morning for a three-day state visit and talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin. This after the International Criminal Court issued an arrest warrant for Putin over alleged war crimes committed in Russia's war on Ukraine. Beijing is calling Xi's visit, quote, a trip for peace, where he is expected to push for ceasefire talks between Russia and Ukraine, acting once again as a power broker. Joining me right now is the Gatestone Institute senior fellow and author of The Coming Collapse of China and the Great U.S.-China Tech War. Gordon Chang is here. Gordon, great to see you.
Thank you so much.
What do you make of this? I mean, China now trying to show diplomatic leadership across the world, being the power broker, bringing Saudi and Iran together, and now this.
Yes, well, Xi Jinping has got a much more difficult job with Russia and Ukraine because the Iranians and the Saudis, they sort of wanted peace, but not Russia and Ukraine. Both think that they need to continue to fight. But the thing here that's really fascinating is that the announcement of this trip of Xi Jinping going to Moscow for 3 days was just a few hours before the announcement of the arrest warrant for Vladimir Putin by the International Criminal Court. The Chinese knew that this was obviously going to occur. So what this is basically saying is we, China, are supporting genocide and war crimes committed by Russia in Ukraine.
And there's no pushback from this administration. You know, we've been talking about the banks all morning, of course, Credit Suisse getting an emergency buyout of UBS. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said last week that the U.S. banking system could allow for CCP-linked Silicon Valley Bank depositors to be made whole. I want to get your take on this because now we're hearing from the regulators, oh, you know, we can't bail out everybody, we can't secure deposits everywhere, yet the Chinese companies that were clients of Silicon Valley Bank, they got bailed out. I asked Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton about it on Sunday Morning Futures yesterday. Watch.
It's well known that Silicon Valley Bank was an access point for Chinese companies to get American money. And when you have one of these bank failures, foreign depositors are supposed to be in line behind American depositors. Yet the Biden administration confirmed to me on a conference call last week about this situation that they are in fact going to make whole Chinese depositors, companies that are almost certainly, in most cases, aligned with the Chinese Communist Party or the People's Liberation Army.
Gordon, your reaction. It's just extraordinary.
It is extraordinary. You know, the Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says, well, I don't have any legislative authority to discriminate against Chinese borrowers or lenders. But the point here is that the President of the United States can use his authority under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act of 1977, or more appropriately, the Trading with the Enemy Act of 1917, and say, no, we're not paying these guys back. Senator Cotton is right. The foreigners should stand behind Americans, and certainly the Chinese, the enemy.
Well, we keep funding the expansion of the CCP. You've got guys there saying double down on Chinese stocks. House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer, meanwhile, also joined me on Sunday Morning Futures to discuss the Biden family's Chinese business deals and why we continue to see this soft approach from Joe Biden on China's provocations. Watch this.
We think there are as many as 11 more deals. Now, we don't know what those deals are. What the Bidens, in the beginning, the White House denied having any knowledge or the fact that their family was involved in any sort of way, shape, or form with the CCP, but now we have bank records that reveal otherwise. We don't know what the Bidens did in return for this money. The lawyer said that it was seed capital for a business. We haven't been able to find a business, Maria. Right now, it looks like the Biden family just pocketed this money.
Now, Joe Biden is denying that he's doing, and he has been doing, deals with foreign powers for years and pocketing the cash. Somebody asked him about that last week, and he said it's not true. But we've got these bank records, Gordon, that shows $3 million were sent. Well, first there's an email. Hunter Biden says to his Chinese counterpart, we've done everything you've asked. You've done nothing for me. A week later, he gets a check into Rob Walker's account of $3 million. The very next day, $1 million of that $3 million is distributed to the Biden family people like Hunter Biden, Haley Biden, daughter-in-law, and James Biden, Joe's brother. Your thoughts?
Yeah, the spokesperson for Hunter Biden's legal team said that, oh, this is okay because this was seed money, good faith seed money. Now, in these types of transactions, nobody pays millions of dollars without a contract. So, you know, this
$3 million bucks.
This is essentially an admission of corruption, and I'm sure that the House Oversight Committee is going to follow up on this. But this doesn't happen in the real world in the absence of payoffs, influence peddling, and yes, corruption.
Unbelievable. This at a time that we are watching real provocations, dangerous moves by the CCP, wanting to buy up farmlands, you know, wanting surveillance on America, surveillance balloon, TikTok, the whole 9 yards. And what are we doing in response? We still haven't gotten any word on the origins of COVID-19 and why the CCP covered it up.
Yes, and clearly, you know, even the World Health Organization now wants records and is starting to criticize Beijing. But the point is, eventually, this is a big conspiracy in China. This was obviously an engineering program for biological weapons. Someone is going to talk. But right now, the Communist Party is in full suppression mode. And the Biden administration didn't ask. Biden met Xi Jinping in Indonesia in November, didn't ask. He didn't ask in the 5 phone and video calls before the Indonesian meeting about the origins of COVID-19.
Yeah.
You'd think he might want to know.
After every issue that has come up, we hear the same line from this administration. We don't want conflict with China. We want competition. We don't want conflict. Hello, they're bringing conflict on a silver platter in your face.
Right.
I mean, we don't want conflict, but why do you keep calling them a competitor? A competitor is somebody who plays by the rules.
Yes, and clearly with fentanyl, they are killing tens of thousands of Americans a year, probably 80,000 last year, because in China's total surveillance state, the Communist Party is behind the fentanyl gangs. So, Biden is sort of stuck in this 1990s foreign policy of let's all get along. Well, the world's divided into camps. China and Russia is on the one side. They form the core of a new axis. And Biden has to understand that because we cannot deal with things unless we acknowledge reality. By the way, that's Confucius, who's talked about the rectification of names. You got to call things by the right names. Biden refuses to do it.
Well, unless they have so much on him that he just can't, he can't push back.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah, exactly. Gordon, thanks very much. Great
Thanks,
analysis
Maria.
from you, Gordon Chang.